All right, we're broadcasting.
All right, so hopefully some people will join us as we go, but I wanted to welcome everybody to month 8 of the NAIFA New Member Orientation Webinars. My name is John Boyle, and I am the Vice President of Professional Development for NAIFA and Executive Director of the NAIFA Certification Commission. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're talking about the designations and certifications available through NAIFA. So, at this time, NAIFA features 2 industry designations or certifications. The first is the Life Underwriting Training Council Fellow, or LU TCF. The LU TCF was created in 1984, and it's provided generations of advisors the start they needed to get established in the industry. The LACP, the Life and Annuity Certified Professional certification, is our newest certification, and it's intended to identify to consumers advisors who meet a standard of professionalism in the life insurance and annuity space. So first we'll take a look at LUTCF. So LUTCF has been earned by more than 70,000 advisors since its creation in 1984. The designation is administered for NAIFA by the College for Financial Planning. It's a 3-course program which can be completed through live online classes or it can be hosted as weekly in-person classes. The LUTCF designation provides the background and knowledge necessary to ensure a successful career in the insurance business. The curriculum focuses on fundamental prospecting, selling, and practice management skills, plus a working knowledge of the 4 practice specialties. These are considered essential skills for new agents and advisors and can make or break an advisor starting out in a career. That's why some people believe that the first thing a new advisor should do, after joining NAIFA, of course, is to sign up for the LUTCF program. So why is LUTCF somewhere you can start your career? First, it features essential skills for new agents. The program is approved for state insurance CE credit all around the country, as well as CE credit for a variety of other industry credentials. And very importantly, the course features actionable exercises that put the skills and knowledge you're learning to work right away as homework assignments. Past student surveys have shown that half of the students enrolled closed a sale as a result of doing a homework assignment in their very first course. So while taught mostly online, LUTCF courses feature live classes as well as have recorded lectures available. The courses consist of 8 weeks of instruction, followed by a week of study and review for the exam. The program can be completed in less than a year, and the curriculum is registered, as I said before, for insurance CE credit in states around the country. When you enroll in an LUTCF class, you receive immediate access to the College for Financial Planning's exclusive online student portal. Within that portal, you'll find copies of the written study materials, streaming video lectures, interactive quizzes, and access to live classes whenever they're in session. You'll also be able to contact your instructor with questions or issues. So all these things are included with the 1 tuition fee, and the College for Financial Planning takes great pride in not charging extra, any additional for third-party books, online functionality, access to professors, etc. So everything is included in the initial course tuition. So I mentioned the course consists of 3 9-week programs. Again, each with 8 weeks of instruction and then a week to study for the exam. So course 1 is Introduction to Practice Management and Life Insurance. In this course, you learn about developing a business plan, financial planning and risk management, ethics. You receive an introduction to life insurance products, as well as learn about prospecting and selling skills for life insurance. Course 2 is Insurance and Investment Products. This course focuses on an array of products, including life insurance and annuities, mutual funds, disability income insurance, long-term care, property and casualty insurance, health and group insurance, and employer-based products. And course 3 is Risk Management Applications. So this course addresses retirement and estate planning, special family situations, and presenting basic plans to individuals and business owners. So what are the requirements to participate? So the LUTCF designation is granted to students who successfully complete the 3-course education program, including passing the final examinations at the end of each course, and complete the designation application, which includes acknowledgement and commitment to the standards of professional conduct outlined in the Code of Ethics, disclosure of any criminal, civil, self-regulatory organization or governmental agency inquiry, investigation, or proceeding related to their professional or business conduct. That's the the legal part here. You got to make sure everyone's on the up and up. Affirmation of successful completion of all the assignments and field exercises included in the program coursework. This is really important because it's really those field assignments that differentiate LU TCF from so much other training out there. As we talked about, it's the jumpstart to a career because it actually gives the participant actionable ideas to go out and effectively sell insurance. And that's what's going to keep somebody in the business. And lastly, new LU TCF designees must be members of NAIFA in good standing at the time of conferment. It's worth noting that when LU TCF was relaunched under the administration of the College for Financial Planning, it has begun to be conferred for a 2-year period. So renewal of the LU TCF is required biannually and requires simply completion of 3 hours of ethics continuing education during the previous 2 years. So our, our other program is the LACP, the Life and Annuity Certified Professional Certification. So it was launched in 2017 by the NAIFA Certification Commission. LACP recognizes financial professionals in specifically the life and annuity space with a mark of distinction for their knowledge of insurance and annuity products, commitment to a consultative sales process, and compliance to ethical, legal, and regulatory requirements. LACP is designed as a consumer-facing mark intended to identify proven professionals serving Main Street America with life insurance and annuity products. LACP is intended, as I said, to be of use to consumers in helping them identify professionals, and it's a benefit to the advisors by helping them demonstrate that they meet the standards for professionalism. This is something new that NAIFA has been emphasizing in a part of our 2020 strategic plan, is to take more of an active role in being a face for insurance and financial advisors in the consumer space. So part of that, this LACP dovetails perfectly with NAIFA's new advisorsyoucantrust.org database, which is an online resource to help consumers find the right advisor to meet their needs. As I said, this is part of the 2020 strategic plan to put NAIFA out there more in the consumer space, and this is something we're really excited about putting out there and building how many people, advisors, are in this database and how many of them feature LACP, LU TCF, the NAIFA Quality Award, and other programs and other certifications. So you may have heard me mention earlier that LACP is presented by the NAIFA Certification Commission. The reason NAIFA created a separate entity to administer the certification was the independence of the certification must be maintained to establish its integrity in order to meet the standards for accreditation. Part of NAIFA, the NAIFA Certification Commission functions independent of the NAIFA board and has its own set of commissioners chaired by Brian Haney, a NAIFA member. This was just one of the hurdles we had to clear to achieve accreditation, which we're very excited to say we did. LACP received accreditation from the NCCA, the National Commission for Certifying Agencies, this past spring. NCCA is the same organization that accredits the CFP, Certified Financial Planner, so we know its standing is recognized in the industry. Another threshold we cleared for acceptance of LACP was getting listed in FINRA's Professional Designations database and their list of accredited designations, a sub-list on that database. We did that earlier this summer, and so of the more than 200 designations and certifications listed in the FINRA database, only 11 are on their accredited list. So this is a really strong mark for the LACP. And the reason accreditation and the FINRA listing are so important is companies told us that those things are essential before LACP would be approved for use by their advisors. If an advisor isn't going to be permitted to use the certification by their company, it's never going to catch on as the consumer-facing mark it's intended to be. So since we achieved accreditation and a FINRA listing, NAIFA has been actively reaching out to the compliance departments of all the companies, there are a lot of them out there, seeking their approval for the mark. So at the moment, we have a short but growing list of companies and broker-dealers that approved LACP, including New York Life, Country Financial, Woodbury Financial, SagePoint Financial, Royal Alliance, FSC Securities, and Cambridge Investment Research. We expect to be adding more to this list very soon and hopefully very often. So let's talk about eligibility for the LACP. As a certification, this is an exam situation, but you do have to be eligible to sit for the exam. And individuals become eligible by satisfying the following criteria. Number one, you have to be licensed as an agent in the jurisdiction of practice. So it doesn't matter any of the 50 states or multiple states, but you do need to be licensed as a life insurance agent. Two, you do have to attest to compliance with the NAIFA Code of Ethics, and that's very important, I think. Three, you do have to have 3 years of full-time experience as an active life insurance agent, the equivalent 6,000 hours of work. So if someone, that would be 6,000 hours for full-time employment using 2,000 hours as full-time. If someone has worked part-time, they may achieve eligibility by completing 6,000 hours of work in more than 3 years if they've been a part-time agent, but it would take longer. Four, you'd have to have one of the following. You could either have a bachelor's or higher degree granted by a college or university that is accredited by an entity approved by the United States Department of Education or the equivalent, or you could have any of a number of industry designations, including Lu TCF, CLU, CFP, and others. Or it's either one of these, bachelor's degree, the industry designation, or you could have 2 additional years of full-time, another 4,000 hours of equivalent work experience for a total of 5 years in the industry before you would be able to sit for the exam. And lastly, once eligible, you actually have to pass the exam. All right. The LACP exam is testing for proficiency and experience in 3 domains. So one is product knowledge. Professionals must demonstrate the depth of knowledge of life insurance and annuity products necessary to deliver thorough and competent advice to clients. Next is the consultative sales process. So LACP holders are agents and advisors who have developed an effective consultative selling approach. They establish trust and support with clients using appropriate communication strategies while employing a fact-finding process to understand a client's situation, including goals, needs, tolerance for risk, and perceptions about their circumstances. They present solutions and initiate execution of the plan as agreed upon by clients using appropriate resources, applications, and follow-up to ensure the solution is implemented. So, that's a big mouthful in the description of the consultative sales process. Some people, when they hear that, just hear the sales part, but there's real emphasis on being, a trusted resource, working on effectively on behalf of the clients. And the third domain is ethical, legal, and regulatory requirements. So LACP holders agree to adhere to a high standard of ethics. They monitor legislative and regulatory changes to ensure compliance, and they observe good business practices in accordance with the law and professional expectations to protect their clients' interests. So at the moment, NAIFA has an LACP study guide available to help people prepare for the exam. It's a simple study guide booklet. Although most of the knowledge needed is achieved really through the training and experience that go along with being someone working in this industry, and focusing on life and annuities. In the future, we're expecting to be able to provide an LACP prep course and practice exam, but those are not available at this time. As I said, this is a very new venture for us, getting this all up and running, but we do intend to have that coming down the road. So the LACP exam is offered at least twice a year. The exam is administered by our partner Castle Scantron. Applicants can schedule to take the exam in one of the nearly 1,000 testing locations hosted by Castle Scantron across the country. So these are, you do have to go on site and take a proctored exam in a testing facility. It is on a computer, but it has to be in the testing facility. But there's nearly 1,000 of these around the country. So just about everybody's within a few miles of a testing facility. Because the test window is the full month, there's no set time that it has to be taken. That can be scheduled based on the schedule of the applicant, test taker, and the schedule of that facility. The exam itself is a 3-hour, 150-question test. The next available test window is this October. The application deadline for that exam period is September 1. So the application deadline is always a month before the beginning of that test period. After this October, the next exam period will be January of 2020, so that application deadline will be December 1st of 2019. So you can find out more about either LU TCF or LACP by going to the web addresses on the screen, or you can simply link to those pages by going to NAIFA.org and looking for or searching for LU TCF or LACP. So that's a fairly quick run through of what we have right now with NAIFA as the designations and certifications. If anybody has any questions, we have the chat window that a question could be asked if you like. I don't see any right now in the chat window. We'll give it just a half second longer, but if there aren't any, thank you very much. If you do have questions, you can always reach out to us again through the website, through NAIFA.org, through the Member Service Center. You can ask for me, John Boyle. I'd be happy to help with any questions. Thanks so much.